Welcome, everybody. I am Lori Carney, Certified Nutrition Health Coach, and today this is your 2018 Winter 5-Day Whole Foods Detox Kickoff webinar. So tonight we're going to be talking about your intention for the detox, how to be a success at it, what to expect, a lot of the guidelines of what to do, what not to do. And then we're going to go through some groceries at the end, some food that might be a little odd to be shopping for, and then be going through questions. So in that chat box, if you are live, you can ask questions at the end, and I did receive some questions via email that I will answer as well. So I'm just going to be looking at the chat box here, and it looks like Rebecca from Maple Grove is live, and she would like to cut sugar and eat better. And oh my goodness, like you are in the right place, Rebecca. I also felt like after the holidays, I am really ready for a detox. And even though people think, oh, you're a health coach, you do this all the time, this must be easy for you. Well, we can definitely lose our way because what we eat, we crave more of. So for many of us, we are coming off of this sugar frenzy and we just want to press that reset button and just have that cravings be more for vegetables. And when we reduce those unhealthy cravings, I always think of it as freedom. It's not deprivation. It's freedom to choose what you want to have. Let's see, Joanne and Eric from Rosemont, they are looking to feel better. Eric says for him, it's because Eric's very strongly encouraged by his girlfriend Joanne to do that. So together, I love when couples do this together, or when friends do this together, or cousins, when you can support each other. But even if you're coming into this and you're like, I don't know anybody else, because that's a lot of people here, we're going to be supporting each other. Let's see, Karen said she wants to get rid of all the toxins she's put into her body over the last 3-4 weeks. Yeah, I think we can all agree, Karen. The holidays are not our friend. Kim says better diet and to lose fat. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit more about why we need a detox, and it's stored in our fat. And it's nice when we have this reset button, we can move on. It's much bigger than just the 5 days. Kim is in here from Lakeville, and let's see. Okay, Karen is in Lino Lakes. Beth is in Tampa, Florida. Jamie's in Apple Valley. She wants to lose weight and cut the sugar habit. Here. I think almost everyone can agree on that. Let's see. Mary and Amy are from Egan. So we have lots of different people here. And again, we're going to be recording this. It is recorded, so you can refer to it later. And for those of you that are not live, are going to be watching this on another date. So we're going to just take a moment to do a little visualization. So I invite you all just to clear your minds, close your eyes for a minute. We're just going to center in. So take in a deep breath through your nose and exhale through the mouth. And one more time, inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. This next 30 to 45 minutes, we're going to be talking about a lot of important details for this detox. And for many people, this detox is a starting point, a reset of really changing your life and into a different direction. So I just really want you to be here and now in the present moment. And think about your intention for this cleanse. Maybe it's losing a few pounds. Maybe it's like cutting the sugar. Maybe you want to gain energy so you can do the dishes after you make a meal. Maybe you want to lift that brain fog so you have more clarity. Maybe you want to have a great night's sleep and wake up and feel nice and rested. So just think about what it is that you want for this intention. And picture this. Are you giving up an unhealthy habit? Are you fitting into those shorts that you want to wear on a winter vacation? Just whatever it is, imagine that you have succeeded. It is next week and you're feeling great because your shorts are fitting better, you have more energy. Imagine what it feels like to live this healthier and happier life. And just let yourself just be right here, right now, just pausing for a moment. Just knowing what you're imagining, what you're feeling, that you can come back to this at any time. Throughout this detox, there's going to be a lot of different hard decisions every single day about not eating the cookie, going for the apple, different things like that. So take this feeling back with you throughout the week. Whenever you have a tough time, why you're here. Always connecting back to the why. We are more able to do things, and we can do hard things. We absolutely can. And with the support of other people, it's even more possible. So together, take a nice big inhale. And as you open your eyes, exhale through the mouth. And just letting that intention go out into the world. So the more we can tell other people our goals, the more we can be more accountable to ourselves. So post your goals, your attention in our Facebook group. Tell people here in the chat room. Tell your friends, tell your family, everybody, because we can all support each other to get to where we are. And if you have paper in front of you, write down your intention right now so you can remember what that intention is during the next week. I always like to hang up goals at my fridge, in my bathroom, all over the place, in my phone. So I'm constantly reminded of what my intention is for this week. Where we put our focus grows in life. And this next week, we're going to be focused on ourselves, our health, and just being stress-free mind, body, and soul. So just a quick background, I created this program over a year ago because I am a person who does not like to do cleanses. I know, I am the facilitator. I don't get it. They're too hard. I always felt bad about myself because I really was not ever successful at the juice cleanse or any of these that were so tough. We don't need to punish ourselves to have a detoxing effect. And when we do it with whole foods, we're actually getting a double win because yes, we're going to be detoxing for 5 days, but it's much greater than 5 days. You're going to be able to see your eating habits and your life from a whole new perspective. At the end of those 5 days, at our closing webinar next Friday, I'm going to invite you all to think about what's a bad habit or maybe 2 bad habits that you can let go of. What's something that you brought into your life that you enjoy that maybe you can add to it? And I have many people who do this 4 times a year with me with these cleanses. And then so when they make all these small changes throughout the year, it's a huge impact every single year when you make these small changes and really connect to each one of them. So again, I'm here to support you. Everybody here, I encourage you all to support each other as well. So I'm going to try to do some screen sharing here. So I'm going to see, that is my issue, is technology. But let's see if we can do it. All right. If you can't see it, please put in the chat room that you can't see it. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead. So this is our pre-detox training webinar. And, oh, okay. So welcome. I'm so grateful that you are all here, truly. My motto, my mission for my job is to help other people heal naturally. That for me, when I had a bad accident 5 years ago, I suffered for years in pain and found holistic healing through food, meditation, yoga, essential oils. And I feel like it's my life goal to help other people heal in that same manner. It should be so easy. So first of all, we're going to talk about why should we do a cleanse or a detox? Well, detoxification is basically a natural process of the body and one that is going on all the time without us even realizing it. So it's the same way our lungs breathe and our hearts beat. So by definition, A detox is a process by which the body gets rid of a poison in our body. To cleanse is defined as removing dirt or making something clean. So throughout this program, I'm going to use these terms interchangeably. Basically, in a whole foods cleanse or detox, we take out the bad foods and we add in the good foods to release the toxins. So it's as easy as that. So the main organs that are involved in detoxing are liver, skin, our intestines, kidneys, and lungs. So the liver is our largest internal organ, and it acts like a clearinghouse. So the toxins enter our body, and this might be through the food we eat, the water we drink, maybe it's toxins that we put in our skin, maybe there's toxins in the air, so it's toxins that we breathe in. They all end up in our bloodstream, and then the liver filters the blood to remove them, which sounds great. Liver transforms fat soluble into water soluble for elimination. So each one of these plays a specific role in moving toxins out of our system. So for the skin, we have sweating and removal of skin. So this could be with a sauna, avoiding toxic products on our skin, dry brushing, which, by the way, I've been dry brushing a lot the last 2 weeks, and it has been absolutely wonderful. We also can detox through the kidneys, and this would be through urine, drinking lots of water. Throughout the detox, always looking at your urine, and if it's a bright yellow, we want to drink more water. We want to have it more of a pale yellow color. And then through the lungs, breathing. This is through exercise and also doing deep breathing exercises. And then through the bowels, having really good bowel movements during the detox, hopefully, drinking enough water, eating more fiber, just eating some really good whole foods, and eliminating all that processed food. And then we can't forget the brain, and this is one of my favorite things to talk about, is our thoughts. Our thoughts can be toxic as well. So just thinking about positivity, gratitude, maybe even taking a media detox as well. You can deepen your detox to whatever level that you would like. A great affirmation that I love is that you can just say, I am successful at this detox. I choose healthy foods that are going to detox my body. So anytime you hear a negative thought in your mind, switch it around into a positive affirmation. So why do we need to detox then if our bodies can do it on our own? Well, it's because in today's day and age, our bodies are so overwhelmed that we can't keep up. So it's no surprise to people that we get toxins from so many different areas. So we have toxins from prescription medicines. We have it from the food we eat, or I should say it looks like food, but it's not really food. There are pesticides even in our vegetables, artificial food dyes, artificial sweeteners, chemicals from our cleaning and our cosmetics. There are so many toxins everywhere that our body just cannot keep up anymore. So basically, if you're a human and you're living on Earth, you're going to need to detox. So a lot of these chemicals are linked to many different things like hormone imbalances, weight gain, autoimmune disease, infertility, behavioral problems. The list really goes on and on and on. A lot of ones that are very common is anxiety, brain fog, heart disease, and even cancer. So the liver, it's basically like a clearinghouse. If it becomes overwhelmed, these toxins can squeeze their way into the bloodstream, then bind to the fat cells. So basically, a sluggish liver can cause inflammation in your body and oxidative stress. So toxins not eliminated return to the bloodstream and are eventually stored in fatty tissue. When I first learned this, I was shocked. So our body goes into protection mode, which sounds great, right? Because it's insulating these toxins into mucus and fat so they won't cause an imbalance or a trigger an immune response, and then they store it. So if you can see this picture, this is what it looks like. It means toxins, they are stored into our fat cells. So until we can detox, we're going to continue to have the toxins stored in this nice, safe place inside of us. So a detox allows us to take a break from ingesting new chemicals and toxins. So this is so we can mobilize these existing toxins and dump them into the bloodstream so we can get rid of them. Without it, without this break, our bodies will continue to store more and more toxins into our fat cells. So what happens if we don't do this? We're going to continue to have the same problems that we're already having. Maybe some of you are having bloating. Maybe it's inconsistent digestive issues. I know a big one for a lot of people are food cravings, that it's not about willpower. It's that we are having all of these chemicals in our food that are addictive. They put it in there because they want us to buy it over and over again. Maybe we have skin issues. Maybe our sleep isn't consistent or deep, mental fog, and then weight gain. So I'm sure you're all glad that you're here now, knowing that you have a solution. So we're just going to quickly go over what to expect during our 5-day Whole Foods detox. So this is the most important slide that I want you to remember, is that we are going to focus during that 5-day whole food detox on nutritionally dense whole foods. So this means we're going to be focused on these yummy, good foods like vegetables and fruits and whole grains, proteins, healthy fats, and lots of water. I promise you will not be hungry. We're going to avoid processed food, so having sugar, and sugar meaning refined sugar, dairy, that's milk, yogurt, things like that, gluten, which is wheat, barley, and rye, corn, red meat, pork, alcohol, and caffeine. Now, this is a detox for beginners. So if you have done a few detoxes with me already, maybe you are going to say, I can do this exact detox exactly how you have it laid out. If this is your first time here, you can make it what you want it. Maybe you take out everything except for the caffeine. Coffee is one that is a little bit harder for people, but it's interesting to see how our bodies react. A lot of people notice that when they don't drink the coffee after about a week, they are actually less anxious. They feel like they can relate to stress in a better way. And some people can handle the coffee just fine. So it's about determining how you react to things. So if coffee is an issue for you, my advice is just to drink it before 9 a.m. and to try to stick to just 1 cup of coffee. And you can have green tea on this detox, so that has some good caffeine, and also the green tea is going to speed up our metabolism and give us great antioxidants. We obviously want to avoid all of the obvious toxins like alcohol and tobacco and different things like that. So during the week, you may experience some things. So just a heads up, you might be seeing that you have better digestion. You may be going to the bathroom more, you may be going to the bathroom less. One thing that I love is when people talk about their clear skin, how people at the end of the week get compliments about, wow, you look great, what are you doing? Also, there's some things that might happen the very first couple days, and this really depends kind of on how you're already eating before the detox. So you might have fatigue and low levels of energy, especially the first few days. You might have lots of energy, especially at the end of the cleanse. It's very exciting. Sometimes people have an emotional release at unexpected times. And for people who do these detoxes each quarter with me, you all understand that each time you detox is a very different experience because you're in a different place in your life. Some days you might feel heavier. Other days you're going to feel lighter. You might have some cranky feelings with mood swings, which might be related to the toxins being released into your bloodstream. You might have some headaches. You might have, and I hope this is a big one, personal insights into your eating habits and possible food attachments, improved sleep, weight loss, and a reduction in cravings. So first of all, remember, we can all do hard things. So most likely, you may not feel great for 1 or as many 3 days of the cleanse. And that is okay. That means things are working and the toxins are being released. So like most things, you're going to get out of this cleanse week what you put into it. And I'm here to help you to be as prepared as possible. If you're struggling in any area, please reach out to me on our private Facebook group or email me. I'm here to support you. And my email address is on the first page of your handbook. It's very important for you to listen to your body during the detox. If you're hungry, eat. That means if you're feeling hungry, stop, drink a glass of water, wait 20 minutes, and then decide, are you truly hungry? And what would be something good to eat? Referring to a snack list, referring to some meals that might be easy, and truly nurturing your body. If you're thirsty, drink. And if you're tired, find a way to sleep or at least relax. For water, we want to increase our water intake. A good estimation is taking your body weight, dividing by 2, and that's about how many ounces of water a person should drink each day. Now, if you are working out, if you are doing, in anything in the heat, you might want to increase that water even more. And I invite you to start this right away so you can gradually increase your water. And if you're drinking coffee, start to gradually decrease it right now. During the detox, it would be great if you could try to go to sleep about 30 minutes earlier. This is our time for our bodies to rest and to repair. So these 5 days are just an incredible opportunity for us to reconnect to our bodies and to understand and learn all the messages. Our bodies are constantly telling us things, and it's up to us if we want to listen or not. So one of the optional bonus guides is about supplements. So you can take supplements, you don't have to take them, it is optional to you. So this would be something that if you want to deepen your detox, I would recommend looking through the supplement guide to see if you would like to do that. So some things that if you're just going to do, 1 to 3 things, I would suggest a dandelion root tea or a nettle tea or maybe a little bit of both. The dandelion root tea is really great for strengthening and detoxifying the liver. It helps aid in our digestion, balances our blood sugar. The nettle leaf tea, that strengthens our immune system. It's very anti-inflammatory as well. And is very nutrient dense. So I think that they both taste great. I'm actually drinking some nettle tea right now. Dandelion root tea is very good as well. Milk thistle you can get in a tea, but the most effective way is in a supplement form. So this, if you're just going to do one thing, having milk thistle before you go to bed would be good. This is a protective effect that's on our liver, and it improves the liver function. Basically, it helps detox the liver. So milk thistle is only effective in short periods of time. So you're just going to be on it for, about 7 days or so, and then stay off of it. Keep the rest for the next time you detox. It's important to know that if you have seasonal allergies or asthma that are triggered by like pollen or ragweed or anything like that, you might want to avoid the milk thistle and the dandelion teas. So how to prepare for your detox cleanse and get the most out of it. So first of all, we want to read through all the materials. So there are a lot of handouts that I gave you, and that's because you're all different and you all have different needs. So the most important materials to look through are the handbook, the suggested recipes, and then the smoothie and juice guide. So read through those. Print out the protocol sheets and the checklist in the handbook. And we'll be going over the handbook together in a little bit. decide what recipes you want to make. That's on page 3 of the recipes, that you can write it down in a checklist so you can have a plan of how to do it. Recipes a lot of them are family friendly. And one tip that I love to tell people is to double the recipe. So maybe this weekend, as you go shopping and you prep, think about what can you make over the weekend that you can double. Maybe you can have it Sunday night, and then you can have it again Wednesday night. Sometimes I even triple a recipe and just fill my freezer with lots of different types of foods. So a great way is just to look through the recipes. There are lots of recipes, so you will never go through all of these in the 5 days. And the reason why I give you so many to choose from, it's not to have you be overwhelmed, but it's to give you options. We have some people in the cleanse that are vegetarian, some people who are like, oh my goodness, I cannot do a cleanse without chicken, some kind of meat. Other people who need to have fast, simple meals. Other people who have more of a culinary background and would like to do something more complex with the flavors. So because of that, you get to choose from a variety. And what's fun is that you can be making these meals for months on end. And a lot of people tell me that the meals from the detox end up being some standard meals that they have once a week in their with their families afterwards. So this way of eating is something that you can just continue on. So enjoy the meals and feel free to revise them to what you have on hand and your family's preferences. I also put together a meal quick sheet. So it's just, okay, you don't have a plan, what are you going to do? Well, you can quickly put together something easy. So having a sweet potato with maybe some beans and some veggies on it, whatever it is, sometimes you can just make something nice and quick. So I have a shopping form also. This would be great to print out, look through your cupboard. So look through the fridge before you head out to the store, see what you have, and then make the shopping list. I do have a guide of a meal plan. However, most of the time, people do not make a new meal for every single breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That what most people tend to do is you make a meal and you'll have it for 2 or 3 meals, having leftovers, so that it makes it easy for you for the time. So just really thinking about what it is that you want to focus on for that week. When you are shopping, read my shopping form. I put a lot of tips on there. Make sure you befriend the bulk section. Bring your measuring cups and just, you can get 1 cup of lentils. You can get, 1 cup of chia seeds, whatever it is, because some of these foods are things that you may not have ever bought before, and you don't know if you like it. So it's a nice way to keep the budget in check and also be able just to have it for that recipe and see if you like it. This weekend, make sure you take time to prep. So in page 3 of the handbook for the preparatory checklist, to put down your time that you're going to go grocery shopping and the time that you're going to do the meal prep in the kitchen. When we plan and we prep, this is a key component of being successful to be healthy. When we do not plan and we are hungry and we are left on our own devices, we tend not to make good decisions. But if we know that something is prepped, ready to go, and you can just heat something up, or you know that you have all the ingredients to quickly put something together for a dinner, you are going to be more able to do that. A big focus here is during the week, I want you to focus on everything that you can eat. When we focus on all of the vegetables, all the fruits, all this good food, it makes the detox so much easier. But if we focus on, oh, I can't eat my chips, I can't eat my popcorn, oh, I can't eat, this processed food that I'm usually eating, I can't go to McDonald's, all that negativity is just going to make it harder. So try to switch the mindset and think about focusing on all that you can eat. Again, wean off of coffee if you need to. And let's see, start adding more water into your diet. Buy organic if possible, and be mindful. So buying, I'm sorry, I'm looking at a message about, I'm technical difficulties here. But being mindful when you eat, and just during the whole week, thinking about tasting all the food that you're having. And please check also your spam and junk mail email, because sometimes my email might come into there. I've been sending emails already, so let me know if you're getting that. And if you haven't joined the Facebook group, please do that. Okay, for organic. The Environmental Working Group does a research study every year, and they have not come out with the 2018 list yet, but the 2000 list of the most and least pesticide-laden produce. So when you're going shopping, you don't have to buy everything organic and go, oh, this is so expensive. Just thinking about the dirty dozen. If you just buy those 12 items organically, you're going to save 80% of pesticides going into your body. So that is huge. So I usually kind of go by the dirty 20, the ones that kind of rotate around every year. So thinking about spending your money on those. But the clean 15 are the ones that don't have a lot of pesticides in them. So thinking about if there's a big shell, like an avocado or a pineapple, papayas, onions, things like that, those usually don't have a lot of pesticides in them. So what do you do when the detox actually starts? Well, so the general cleansing guidelines, again, being mindful. So truly feeling when you're hungry, being present, drinking lots of water. If you do take medication, continue with that. Maybe you're going to add some supplements. Eating really healthy foods. It's easier to eat at home versus going out to eat. Always remembering that this week of self-care, it's not about being selfish. It's showing that we have self-respect. And truly, when we take care of ourselves and we nourish our bodies with good food, we nourish it with good thoughts and with movement, we are more able to help take care of other people in our family. We're at our true potential. And at any time, if you feel you need help, please let us know. So I know it's kind of funny to think about already next Friday, but I just want to make sure you all have it in your calendars. Transitioning out of the detox is Friday, January 26th. So just know that even though this is only 5 days, it's not about a short-term diet. My theory on this and what has worked over the last year in the 4 detoxes is that this is about a lifetime change. That when we do these detoxes, we have this insight. So think about, you only have 5 days to do this, but you're going to gain so much more. So I'm going to be taking some questions in a little bit. We're just going to quickly go through the book. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Okay, there we go. I know I have such a hard time with technology, so it's hard for me when I have to do the screen sharing. But just looking through your book, and I just wanted to show you, this is what I usually do, is I take my materials and I print them out and put them in a 3-ring binder. Everybody should have received emails from me with the password to our site to download these. If you have not, please reach out to me. I also put the most important documents also in our Facebook group. So then when you open it up, you can have the handbook, and just thinking about, reading every single part of it. And like I said earlier, to print out and even put on your fridge, the protocol and the checklist. So you can just think about how simple the detox can be with these checklists. You have to drink, did you drink more water that day? Were you conscious about moving throughout the day? Were you mindful about your eating habits? Did you practice gratitude? Did you stick to the meal guidelines? And did you go to bed early? You can just check off those 6 things every day, and that's as easy as this detox is. And then we have the recipes. So just looking at which ones you would like, filling out this sheet. I always suggest to put this on the refrigerator, wherever it is. And it doesn't have to be exact, but you kind of know where you want to go with that. So if you are looking at some easier meals, If you're like, I just don't have a lot of time, the Brussels sprout egg muffins are a great meal that's easy to make, and I would suggest to make double and put some in the freezer for a quick breakfast. I love smoothies. I think smoothies are the best way to start a day. I like to put everything in my blender the night before, except for the frozen food. So in the morning, I have no excuse. I can just blend it. For some people, you might want to just make that one smoothie. Other people, you might want to have a double batch and the next day have a smoothie on hand. Yes, it's a little less nutrition the next day, but it might work best in your schedule. So there's smoothie bowls. You can drink the smoothie in a cup, whatever works best for you. Um, let's see. Well, I love all the breakfasts are easy, but you'll notice that there's some ingredients that might be shared. For example, like the runny egg, avocado, and beet breakfast salad. We also have a beet hummus, and then we also have the red velvet smoothie with a beet. All three of those would have a cooked beet in it. So thinking about on your prep weekend, this weekend you could just roast 3 beets in the oven, and so you have them in the fridge and they're ready to go, so it's nice and quick. Some other quick things are the quinoa mason jar salad. So if you are working in an office, that's a great thing to do just to make it for the whole week. You can eat it just like it is. You can put it on a bed of lettuce if you like. The chicken salad lettuce wraps are great. Some family favorites are the slow cooker chicken tacos. Let's see what else. The curried red lentil soup, a little bit more time, but very, very good. A family favorite is the curry, and that one freezes really well. So does the vegetarian chili. So there's a lot of these that you can make ahead of time. Looking at like the sausage, kale, and beans, this is one that I had on the winter detox last year, and I always try to have new recipes, but this one is a favorite in our family, and it just is like a nice template that you can go, okay, I have this chicken sausage. You can buy chicken sausage without sugar in it, like Fresh Time carries the brands Coleman and Belinsky's. So you have to either ask your butcher if there's sugar in it or look at the back of it. But you can just start with that. It's already cooked. Then you ask the kids, what kind of beans do you want? Do you want white beans? Do you want black beans? And then you could say, what kind of vegetables do you want in it? You know, do you want kale? Do you want broccoli? Do you want cauliflower? And then you put all the spices in it. So that is a meal that could just be a quick template that's like 10 minutes. Easy broccoli soup. There's lots of different quick meal ideas, and then snacks. So with the snacks, I would just suggest that we always think about having as little of snacks as possible. But if you're eating sweets every day and you need something, I put healthy snacks in here, but we want to try to limit them as much as possible. The more you can stay away from them, the more you will have success in the weight loss. And then with the smoothie guide, there are so many different ones, and I marked the ones that are my favorites if you're new to smoothies. So I'm going to go and bring on some questions here. Let me just grab, and I apologize if I feel a little distracted. I am dog sitting, and the dog has been crying the entire time I've been on here. So, okay, let's see. Some questions are, okay, this one is from Kim. We actually have 2 Kims in the group. So this is Kimmy. Can we have the recipes at any time? So example, breakfast for dinner or dinner for lunch. And yes, you absolutely can. So you can have the meals at any time. However, if you are on this for weight loss, then I would say for the evening, we want to avoid as many of the starches and the grains later in the days, and we want to have more of the lighter food at that time. So the grains, because they're great for energy, are great to be first thing in the morning. But otherwise, a lot of times, I love breakfast for dinner. It's a nice, quick meal, especially with the eggs. Let's see, portion recommendations. The portion sizes are on here, but the number one thing that I would love everyone to do is just to be mindful. And instead of eating until we're full, we eat until we're satisfied. So we're not ever hungry, but we're not stuffed. So thinking about just grabbing a little bit at a time and seeing how your body reacts to that. Let's see, this is from Natalie. Is there a particular brand of herbal or green tea that you recommend? Let's see, she's been going to Tivana. Oh, and she would like to have some that are prepackaged. Yes, and I do have some tea brands. I believe it's in, let's see, I think it's in the recipes. And I list a lot of different brands, and I'm going to show you these as well. So I have like dandelion tea here in nettle leaf. I love the brand Traditional Medicinals. I think they're a great organic company, and they have some great teas. Another one that is one of my favorites is Everyday Detox Traditional Medicinals. The Everyday Detox has some licorice root in it, so it's a little sweet. So it's nice that you can have like that kind of like that sweetness as a treat as well. The Yogi brand is another one I really enjoy, so you can go for that. I love the Tulsi brand, but the cleansing Tulsi tea is not a very good taste. So if you're okay with the taste, go for it. Otherwise, there are so many different detox teas out there, and some of them even have like a little stevia in it or something, so that if you want to have it like a snack that will help you with the cravings, that would be good as well. And for everybody that is on live, feel free to start commenting with some other questions while I go through the ones that were emailed. Somebody asked about why isn't soy milk recommended as an alternative. It's because a lot of soy milk is genetically modified. So if you do have soy milk, it would need to be organic, non-GMO, without sugar added, without any sweeteners. And that is a hard thing to find, but it is out there, so you can do that. I don't recommend tofu or tenth unless, again, it is organic and non-GMO, so you don't have all of that in your body. Let's see. And then we do, like, instead of soy sauce, we use tamari sauce. So tamari sauce is basically a gluten-free soy sauce. It's a premium Japanese sauce. So I always have this in my fridge. And let's see, are there certain types of fish that we should avoid, she asks. She's interested in investigating salmon, but she has tilapia and rainbow trout in her fridge already. So unfortunately, tilapia is typically a no-no, just because of the way it's farmed. So whenever we're looking at fish, we want to make sure it's always wild. The wild salmon is nutritionally dense, while the farmed salmon tends to not have as many nutrients in it, and sometimes they even put like a red color dye in them and different things like that. So we always want to go with a wild type of fish. So I would say the rainbow trout would be a better option. You can actually get like a wild cod very reasonably at Aldi, and I've got a lot of great wild salmon at Costco as well. But there's some great resources to check out your fish. So I will put them in the Facebook group, but it is msc.org or else seafoodwatch.org, and you can see the recommendations because there's so many different types of fish out there. Oh, and she said her main focus is slimming down. So what are the specific recommendations? Drink enough water in the morning, making sure we have that hot cup of lemon water. I do have some more detoxifying drinks in the smoothie guide. So if you want to take it up a notch, you can add apple cider vinegar. And that's a great habit to go on after the cleanse as well. And let's see what else. Okay, somebody asked they're concerned about headaches from the caffeine withdrawals from coffee. Can I drink black tea instead? So black tea does have caffeine, but it's not going to be helping you with weight loss or detoxifying. So I would definitely suggest a green tea. It's lower in caffeine. And also, the green tea is going to help release the fat from our fat cells, especially in the belly, and it speeds up the liver capacity, turning that fat into energy. So I definitely recommend a green tea over a black tea. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, it was a question about almond butter. So let's see, I have some food next to me here. So you can find just raw almond butter or cashew butter. You can buy it like this, usually at like Fresh Time or at your local co-op. I usually go to Valley Natural Foods in Burnsville, and we just always want to make sure that there's no sugar in it. So you can even get a jar of it. Just make sure it's just almonds, it's just cashews, whatever it is. You can get raw is best. Roasted would just be one notch down nutritionally, but either way, it's going to be great for a snack with some apples or anything like that. Let's see. Oh, somebody asked why no red meat. So red meat and pork are just harder to break down in our digestive system. So we're giving our digestion this much needed rest. So we're just going to focus on chicken, turkey, wild caught cold water fish, beans, and lentils. So there's lots of different sources of protein. Let's see. Oh, someone said that they're nervous. So first of all, just breathe. You got this. Just take it day by day, hour by hour. And I love the quote by Henry Ford, and I say it often, but whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So just believe in yourself that you can be successful and you will be successful. There's a lot of people that messaged about that they are really loving their cookies and ice cream and all these sweets coming off of the holidays. Is there anything that they can do to gradually go into the cleanse? So absolutely, and I love that question. Thank you so much. We can crowd out these sugar cravings by adding different types of food in. So adding in the two main things are water and vegetables. So making sure that you're having, that lemon water in the morning, drinking a full glass of water 20 minutes before your meals, whenever you're hungry, trying to get that water in each day. Also having vegetables with every meal. So having at least 1 or 2 servings of vegetables with each meal is going to help crowd out those cravings from the unhealthy foods. And it's really hard to eat a whole, nutritious food all day and then want ice cream at the end of the day. But our body can only take so much food. So we can fill it with healthy, nutritionally dense food, and the cravings for unhealthy foods will lessen. So just focus this weekend and all of next week on adding vegetables to all your meals and snacks, and then adding water as well. Let's see. Oh, can I eat corn during the detox? So no, we are staying away from corn as well. It is not recommended because a lot of people have an intolerance to it. It's very inflammatory and it's hard on our gut since it's hard to digest. So corn is actually one of the top 7 most inflammatory and allergic foods. So that's why we want to not have it in this detox. For this detox, when I planned it, I took out the most inflammatory foods and the ones that people have the most issues with. So this is the beginning of an elimination diet. So when we meet on Friday for the transition, I'm going to be talking about how to transition out. And you can go one food group at a time so you can really see how your body responds to things like corn and gluten and sugar and dairy. And for the future, when you do have corn after the detox, I always suggest to have it be organic. Then it's going to be GMO free. So, but during the detox, instead of having a snack of popcorn or tortilla chips, which are my big ones, try roasted garbanzo beans, kale. I just had kale chips this afternoon. You can make beet chips. So there's a lot of fun alternatives for that. Let's see. Oh, somebody asked, why is it hot water first thing in the morning? Yeah, so drinking hot water is a very soothing practice, especially in the winter. So I recommend it to start the day, and it adds this great energy booster for when we first wake up in the morning, because our tissues are dehydrated and they're in desperate need to get fluids to push out all the toxins. So, and it also gets the digestive juices flowing. So having that hot cup of tea or cup of lemon water and then waiting about 20 minutes before you eat would be the best thing to do. Let's see here. Somebody asked the last one about if they could have Advil or Tylenol during it, and there are a lot of toxins in those over-the-counter pain medications, so I would recommend having like a turmeric supplement. Turmeric is almost like the Advil of food. It's extremely anti-inflammatory. I actually take it every day to help with any headaches and swelling. So, and then thinking about different kinds of tea, you can get like a turmeric tea, lots of different essential oils to help with headaches, peppermint, lavender, essential oils. All right, let me just go on to the chat here. Let's see, Karen is asking, any special chicken or turkey, including ground, that you suggest? So for the meats, I always think about trying to get the free range, happy animals. And I know it does cost a little bit more, but to have a meat that is pumped with antibiotics and all these other drugs is going to be the opposite of what we're doing this week. So just looking at the packages to see. Coleman, again, is another good brand when you're looking for a ground turkey or a ground chicken. And Karen asked, where do I get my chicken sausage? I tend to buy it at Fresh Time. And if you go there, they do have the Coleman chicken sausage on sale this week. Fresh Time actually has a lot of things from the detox on sale, especially like the teas and a lot of different things. So I'm going to put together some pictures of things and put it on Facebook so you can see what's all on sale there. But I usually go get the Coleman brand and or Belinsky's brand. But at the co-op and at Fresh Time, the chicken that's at the bulk they all have sugar in it. And Karen said, where do you get roasted garbanzo beans? And do you make kale and beet chips? Yeah, so roasted garbanzo beans is you just take them out of a can and you rinse them, and you can put some paprika on it and you can put it in the oven. So I can share some recipes with you. I have used that in other detoxes. And kale chips and beet chips they're very similar to the recipe for the roasted vegetables. So you just mix it with some coconut oil. It says that the kale chips don't take very long. Always thinking about whenever you're doing chips that everybody needs to have their own space to lay out and to get crispy, and that you want to flip halfway through. But sometimes when I am feeling like I want to eat my chips, because I used to have this standard American diet, 4 to 5 years ago, and I'm still working on it all the time, that sometimes I like to make just a bowl of veggies and I eat it like chips. So you can have some fun with things like that. Okay, let's see. Joanne and Eric are asking about natural honey and 100% pure maple syrup. They are absolutely on the detox. So for alternatives for sweeteners, and thank you so much for asking that question. That is a great question. There are alternatives that are in a lot of the recipes, and that would be 100% local wild honey, having 100% pure maple syrup, having dates, or you can have like a stevia, something like that. Again, we want to limit the sweets that you put in, the more you can refrain from it, the better. So when you are having like oatmeal in the morning, I would rather have you sweeten it with a banana or with an apple, or just use a little bit of syrup or honey. I always like the recipe for hot chocolate in here is one that I make almost every afternoon in the winter. And what I like about it is I put honey in it, but I physically have to see how much honey I'm putting in. And so we can control the amount of sweetness and trying to just resist that as much as possible. Okay, I think that is it. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to put it in the chat right now. All right. I think that is it. So I hope that if you have not joined the Facebook group that you will. If you don't have Facebook, it's okay. I'm going to be emailing out every day support and ideas. The Facebook page just has a lot more support. So if you haven't been on Facebook, you can maybe join and just do a private account just for our special fun group. And I encourage all of you to help each other out, encourage each other on this journey. The more we can help each other, the better. And as I'm like trying to pack up here and I have all this food next to me, I was going to quickly show you, so sorry. So this is, if you're looking for milk thistle, I got this at Fresh Time. I do have a lot of different brands in my packet, in the supplement packet, so you can kind of look to see which brands are the good ones, because sometimes you just have expensive pea and that's not always good. Turmeric, you can get this on Amazon, you can get this at Fresh Time, but I always thinking about getting turmeric that has pepper in it. So this is one of those food, when you combine two foods together, it's like 1 + 1 is 10 of how it's absorbed in your body. But I love to have turmeric. And let's see, what else do I have here to show you? So some of these are some superfoods from so your smoothies. So this is spirulina. And if we had smell-o-vision, you would smell, it tastes not, it doesn't smell very good. So when you are putting this into a smoothie, because this is like an algae, this is what the good healthy salmon eat, just start with like a half of a teaspoon or maybe a teaspoon and see what you think of the taste, because it's something that does make a big impact on taste. Another one that makes a big impact on taste is cacao. So cacao is chocolate, but it doesn't have any of the sugar in it, but it's good for us. So I recommend having this. So like the chocolate chia seed smoothie is one of my favorites. Can you tell I love chocolate? So you can make it with chia seeds and the cacao, and then the sweetness comes from frozen bananas. So you can get some of this. Make sure it's 100% cacao when you're buying it. Chia seeds, they expand about 10 times the size. I don't know if you can see here. And so you can make, oh, I just got it on my computer, but you can make like a chia seed gel. So in a lot of the recipes, we just want to have the chia seeds soaked in water for about 10 minutes. When they are soaked, they are digested better into your system, so you get more nutrients. Either way you have them, they're going to be great, but if you want to get the full benefit of that. I also have on some of the smoothies maca root powder. This is one of the best superfoods to increase energy. So you can just get like a little packet. This one I got on Amazon. And if you order off of Amazon, I'll get you my links. So if you just want to order tonight or tomorrow some things, you can just know what are some of the good things. And when I talk about not having processed food, it's basically taking the label. You can buy some things that are in a package, but when you read it, making sure that it is all whole foods. So like Mary's Gone Crackers is a great one because it's just all seeds. It's all good food. So it's brown rice and it's quinoa and it's flax seeds and sesame seeds, things like that. So you can find some things that might be portioned or that might be still good to eat. There's also going to be a lot of shortcuts at the grocery store. So instead of maybe buying a butternut squash for something, you can buy it in the freezer section already cut up, or buy it in the deli section, or sometimes they have a section like Fresh Time does that has cut up vegetables, cut up squash, cut, spiralized things. So there's a lot of ways that you can have a shortcut. And let's see, there are 2 recipes. One that calls for puffed rice, and one that calls for puffed millet. These are found in the cereal aisle, which are usually in the bottom shelf. You can substitute these, so you do not have to buy both of them. You can substitute back and forth. Let's see, what else do we have here? I have one recipe, the coconut chicken soup, which is so good. It comes for lemongrass. You can use lemongrass essential oils, or you can buy the lemongrass. A lot of times you're like, oh, I don't even know what I'm looking for. And I was just going to show you, this doesn't look the best, but when you're looking for greens, because sometimes I have collard greens and different things like that, just look on the tag to see what you're buying, or ask someone in the store. The best thing you can do when you're shopping is just, pick out your recipes and then ask. But the collard greens, we want to have it so that they're nice and big. You can use these for a wrap or anything like that. Okay, I'm going to see if there's any other questions that came up while I was doing that. Okay, I think that is good. So I'm going to have a thread on Facebook for more questions. So as things come up, as you're looking through your handbook, looking through the recipes, feel free to post the questions and I will answer them. And I will try to put them in an email also for people who are not on Facebook. But please reach out to me with any questions, or if you're having any issues, I would love to be there to help and support you. So again, thank you all for being here. I'm so grateful to you. The early bird rate is ending tonight. If you have any friends or family that would like to join you, please let them know. It's going to be a really fun experience and you will all be a success. So thank you so much and have a great night. Happy Detox Week next week. Bye-bye.